Hi everyone, well this is just a quickie on garden rakes. So which rakes for which job? I've got 5 here in total and they're all different. This one, standard plastic garden rake for clearing leaves. Can use a metal one. I personally prefer plastic. It's slightly lighter, they tend to be a little bit cheaper. The only disadvantage with them is where you're raking up leaves on tarmac or concrete, it does wear out the tines. I've had this one for about 6 months. You can already see at the edge where it doesn't touch the ground much, whereas the centre, it's already worn it down a bit, but for the amount that I use them, it's not surprising that happens. So there's a leaf rake. This one, standard soil rake, just if you're tidying up in your borders in the garden, one of those is fine. Doesn't have a particularly wide head, it doesn't want to be wide, otherwise you can't get between the plants. I do have a kiddie's rake. It's actually only got a 4-foot handle, but the head is half the size. So it does mean that if I've got very close plants together, I can actually get in and clean those up. Then we have a tarmac rake. Now, I don't do much in the way of tarmacking, but I do use it as a landscaping rake sometimes. It's got a very heavy head on it, it's quite long, and it just means that sometimes where I'm concentrating on one area, when you level things out in prep for turf going down, depending on how hard the ground is, sometimes you get ridging, and this rake's handy to actually help get rid of the ridging, so I use that sometimes. And then we have 2 landscape rakes. Now these are both £40 each. Tine's already broken off that one, but I've had it for a few years now. This one they call a landscaping rake, and this one they call a landscaper's rake. Tines are slightly wider apart on this one than they are on this, and depending on what the soil type's like, I might use one or the other or both. This garden I'll probably end up using both of them, and it's very likely where I've got soil that I need to drag up the slope, I'm probably going to use the tarmac rake as well, and possibly even just the basic soil rake. Just depends how well my shoulders are doing. So there you go, 5 different types of rake, 5 different uses. There you go.